So, welcome everybody. My name is Amanda from Foster Decor Consulting, and I'm super excited to kind of talk to you guys about all things brand identity. Okay, so let's just dive in. All right, okay, well, a little bit about me, as if you guys don't already know me, I'm Amanda, like I said, and I've basically learned all the eDesign tricks of the trade, and I try to share these gems with my peers, and it gives me so much joy. I don't know, I'm just a big giver, and I'm very passionate about interior design and eDesign, and once I learned about eDesign, that was it. So, in college, I always was kind of the ninja with SketchUp and AutoCAD, Revit, anything rendering, Photoshop too. So I took my rendering skills basically to the next level when working with these big e-design companies. And this was back in 2014. So, oh my gosh, a decade ago. This is crazy. But after years in the industry, I now own and run, as you guys know, Foster Decor Consulting, which I've niched down, which is a very big topic today, helping my eDesign peers and interior designers. I get a ton of full service interior designers interested in learning all things eDesign, which is very exciting. And for both of you guys, I help you create your signature design style to attract your dream client. So remember, it pays off to have a niche, I promise you. So having to niche down means getting more clarity in your business and more money at the end of the day because you're going to land more clients. Okay, another random thing is I love all things pop art. Tokyo is my favorite place in the freaking world. I have a lot of nostalgic collection in my home. You can kind of see from the background, this is the kitchen that was featured in Apartment Therapy. So you can find that on my press page, but they had quoted me for, whoa, you have so many little tchotchkes and nostalgia in your kitchen. That's a trend now, which is really cool. I've always been this way. I love incorporating, little pop culture, little this, little that into my space. And video games. I'm a huge video gamer and board games. So my pantry over there isn't filled with food, it's filled with board games. So just letting you guys know. That's just a little bit about me. And when I was managing a pop-up shop, actually, this was a showroom for Havenly. So Havenly, as you guys might know, is one of the biggest e-design companies. And so I climbed the ladder and I got to manage one of the little pop-up stores, which is really exciting. And I got the name A Man Dork. So sometimes you might see me signing A Man Dork here and there, because I was literally writing it on a sandwich. I was writing it in the break room, a man, and then it just kind of dork just stayed that way. People started calling me it, and here I am. So you guys can call me Amanda or a man dork, but as you can see from the branding and the colors, I am all things being bold, being courageous, showcasing your personality, having fun, of course, and definitely living more in the moment, which we are going to explore now to get to the root of your brand identity. You don't have to be bold, you don't have to be courageous, you don't have to be as colorful, but there should be a specialty to your secret sauce, right? So you're not just another interior designer, e-designer, which we have thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. So why should you trust me? What's the deal? Well, I graduated with an accredited degree in interior architecture from a very intensive program in California. So this was from Sacramento State. They only allowed 30 people into the course, and there was over 250 applicants. So you got to know your stuff and impress them to get in. But the industry at that time, especially in Sacramento, where I live, is very government heavy. So it's all technical. I am such a creative person, as you can see from my home, what I'm wearing, my branding shots, the branding that I have. If you go to my website and check out my renders, it's bold, it's colorful, it's courageous, it's all of those things that we said in that last slide. So when doing government work with this 9 to 5, it was brutal. So after graduation, I landed those internships and those jobs that involved a lot of CAD. As a lot of, hey, interior designers, full service people out there, yeah, those are the boring parts. So you might be working with a firm and wanting to learn eDesign or how to set up a business, so you can leave your 9 to 5. But it's just the technical part was really soul crushing. It just, like I say, it left me unfulfilled. And so at the time, my fiance was offered, this was back in, 2014, 2013. My fiance was offered a job traveling the world as an esports commentator. So basically getting paid to talk about video games. It's the coolest job. This is real. As you probably know, esports has gotten really big. And he didn't want to go without me. He said, like, what should I do? Should I take it? I don't want to leave you. Would you come with me? And I seized the opportunity and was like, well, heck yes. Like, screw these boring technical 9 to 5 soul crushing jobs where I'm just literally doing elevation plans for toilet rooms. I kid you not. So I seized the opportunity and discovered eDesign could be my savior, right? This could be a remote interior design opportunity to keep my career going, which it did. And it branched out into me doing consulting and partnering with these companies and getting clients, which is very exciting. So now I could work from anywhere. It didn't matter if we were in Brazil, which we have gone. It didn't matter if we were in Montreal, Canada, which we have gone 3 times, or when we were backpacking through the UK, which was really fun. I was at that time working in Copenhagen, and so many interior designers that wish to do this. And if you learn about eDesign, you can remotely work from anywhere in the world. Or vice versa. So you could stay grounded if you want. And you're like, I don't want to travel. I don't care. But what if you weren't just targeting a local, demographic, right? Which is what? In a 60-mile radius or less. However far you're willing to drive, right? Basically for a client that you might be physically having to go to every day. Well, what if you could see this client virtually? And work with not just, let's say I'm in California. I'm not going to drive everywhere in California. California is a very big, wide state. So I'm going to be in less than an hour radius, because if I'm going back and forth, I don't want to drive too far with gas, the prices that it's at. No way. So eDesign is also, now that I'm back, and we had about 5, almost 6 years of travel time, which was very exciting, before we just stayed after COVID. It was time to learn, okay, if maybe I'm not bouncing around, with eDesign clients, I'm going to stay grounded, but still offer my services to whoever all over the world, which is super exciting. So that just helped me have the flexibility of I'm not stuck to a cubicle. I can travel wherever I am in the world. We can seize the opportunity. Even if you're on vacation, maybe you don't want to necessarily work on vacation, but you wouldn't have to worry about, oh my gosh, there's all these things that I have to do and I have to physically do them here. Well, maybe you could take your laptop like I was. And even while we had layovers, I was communicating with clients and able to talk to them and shut the laptop off, go to my next destination. And it was just, to me, a godsend. So this is an amazing opportunity. Like I said, 5 years of global travel. I grew my portfolio to over 250 projects, and I became an in-demand e-designer with both Havenly and Decorist. So this experience allowed my creativity to flourish, like I said, while combining my interior design background and graphic design skills, because I am a graphic design ninja. Okay, so let's just dive into it. And when you're understanding kind of, okay, if I want to be a full service interior designer, okay, then I'm going to use a client as an example. So Corey, my client from Horizon Interior Design, she was catering to everybody, which sometimes means you're catering to nobody. And we'll talk about that in just a bit. But we need to talk all things about brand identity so you can get more clients. All right, first things first, congrats on taking the leap to leveling up your business, your brand, even just your life, really, at the end of the day. And let's create these foundations like Corey did, or Katie, or any of my clients. This is the root of it. I'm telling you guys, this is so important to basically the success of your business without having to get lucky, right? So setting up the foundations of who and what that is a no-brainer, right? For any business, not just for interior design. But you need to create, and this has helped clients understand this a little bit, a business avatar, right? So this business avatar is more important than your ideal client or ideal clients or the client in general. And I know that sounds backwards, and that's okay. I was just like you, and I thought, nope, I am a chameleon. I will be, for everybody. I don't know. It just sounds very desperate at the end of the day. I don't care who it is. Just somebody please hire me. And that just leaves you kind of at a race to the bottom. So we want to understand who we are first and foremost, and then we can understand, okay, well, if we've defined this, we've created this foundation, we have our brand and our niche and all the things, now we can explore a matchmaking system of, well, who's going to resonate with that? Well, who's going to actually want to, work with me? It's kind of like dating. You can't just, sorry to say, whore yourself out there because A, you sound very desperate. B, it's a race for the bottom and you're just competing with everyone else who's also speaking to everybody. And C, do you really want to work on those nightmare projects with those clients that you're like, oh my God, I hate this style, right? So the topics that we're going to discuss is defining your business, right? AKA, yes, you need to sit down and figure this out. Just saying you're an interior designer or an e-designer is not defining your business. I guess you could, but it's super vague and it's not going to do well out there on social media platforms, a website, anywhere. So we're also going to talk about, well, what does that lead to? Niching down, the benefits of niching down, because I don't know how many people have said, I've heard about this, but then when they dive into it, they get scared. So maybe I can help you guys understand that niching down doesn't have to be a scary thing. And how to specialize. So specializing will help you get better quality clients. I promise you, I am kind of an example of that being true. I have specialized, and because of that, because I've had a niche, and not just in helping my peers, before that. So I was that chameleon, and probably talk about in just a second, catering to everybody. But after 250 something projects, and it was time to get out on my own, I just knew, okay, I've done it all, literally. I know what I like and what I don't like. So it's time for me to now choose my favorites. It's a blessing to have that opportunity and learn all the things. So I understand if you're still green and this is your way of getting people, but everybody has a preference. You do not have to have 250 projects under your belt to know what you like and what you don't like. And lastly, your ideal client. If we get to that, we'll see, because we're going to get through a lot. All right, so let's just keep going. And I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller so you can actually see everything. So defining your business is crucial, like I said before, to getting a strong foundation set up in the beginning. And no one does this. So if you are actually a new business owner, and you're starting from scratch and you came here and you found this, oh my gosh, congratulations. I am super excited because I wish I had this when I started back in 2014. So this is my wish I had back then, to really start a good foundation. And if you're like about 90% of my clients that already have things in place and have had clients and kind of know the drill, it is discouraging to feel like you got to take a few steps back. But when I convince them to do this and they're willing to do the work, like we are getting the sample here, we'll go through all of the testimonials that are like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is eye-opening. Why did I never do this before? This actually is making my brand and my business crystal clear on who I am, right? So an example, I'm an interior designer. Maybe you're an interior designer, or maybe you're an e-designer. Okay, who do you help? My example is I'm an interior designer, former interior designer, helping my designer peers, right? So I know who I am and my industry expertise, formerly interior designer, niching down to helping my design peers. How do I help them? Well, I level up their design, their business, their branding, their websites, all things. I'm a one-stop shop for serving my peers. The result? Okay, we go from overwhelmed and crickets and no clients, amateur branding, sad and scary website, to, oh my gosh, industry pro, professional, looks amazing, sounds amazing, honed in on their messaging, have ideal clients, attracting and resonating with them. So let's dive into a different example that maybe isn't just your peer, but you as an interior designer. Okay, these questions sound really easy, right? But they're not always. These are harder. For every client I've had, they've always been like, wow, it is so hard to go through this stuff. But I am so thankful that I did this with you. If I was to do this alone, I wouldn't have. And I get that. I sometimes work better with, a partner or a peer or just someone to be a sounding board. Because sometimes this stuff just, it sounds easy and then it almost sounds too easy that it's like, well, I know who I am and I'm an interior designer. But you need a specialty. How are you standing out from all of the other people that are saying, I'm an interior designer or I'm an e-designer? I'll work with anyone in the state of California, right? If it's a full service interior designer, which is a pretty big range in that whole state. Or I'm an e-designer and I will work with anybody in the whole freaking world. Well, that's really hard to market yourself to everybody. It's almost like, think of it as a party. And when you go to a party, you want to be yourself. And when you are your true self, you can find, maybe a couple people at the party that you're like, oh, hey, I know them. I have stuff in common with them. I'm going to, beeline it over to them. Maybe I'm talking to 2 or 3 people. And by the end of the night, with each of them, I spent about a half hour to 45 minutes having this fun conversation in this party that was very memorable, and we exchanged phone numbers and we just had a great time and we took some pictures, right? And it's just 2 or 3 people out of a party that you were there for maybe a few hours. But if you're that one person that like, ooh, I want to talk to every single person at this party and I only have 3 hours. Okay, well, for like the 20 plus people that are there, maybe I'm only giving them 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, sorry, I'm going to cut you off. I got to go. Your time's up. I need to, head out. So, hopefully you like me and add me on Facebook. Bye. I don't know if that's going to be as memorable, and you might not have anything in common with a lot of these people. So you're wasting your time, you're wasting your resources, your effort and energy on people that, again, I think of it as a matchmaking system because clients get offended and it's just like, you know what? It's client first. And it's like, you know what? If it really is client first, I want to better the experience for that client who probably isn't a good match for me and let my peer handle them. I don't like farmhouse. I don't like boho. I don't like beige and grayish and boring. So I don't want to work with those people. Somebody else. I refer clients to my peers a lot. They like my energy, they like my personality, they're like impressed. Oh wow, you're an interior designer. Oh cool. Whatever. Thanks, but no, I'm sorry. I don't think this is a good fit. I think you would work perfectly with, Amanda Muster, who is boho, neutral, farmhouse, warmth. Love her style. But it's not the one that I want to focus on. I'm colorful and modern and contemporary and bold and a bit pop arty. So it wouldn't be a good fit. And that's all I'm trying to say is we're going to figure out where you fit, who we can matchmake you with, right? And if you can't answer these simple questions about, okay, can we extend on what kind of interior designer you are? Where are you willing to work with those people? What kind of signature design style do you have? I mean, what sets you apart so you aren't just an interior designer talking to everybody or an e-designer talking to literally everyone in the whole world for any design style, any design or client type, any room type. I mean, again, I understand when you're green, exploring these options. But I promise you, you still have some preferences at the end of the day that you're like, yeah, no. So don't, I guess, go off of desperation, client desperation, and I just want work. Then be a bartender or, a hostess, somebody who gets tips and actually get more money while you figure things out so that you can actually have a specialty in this career. Or stick to the 9 to 5 like I was doing for a while before I discovered eDesign. Okay, so if you can't figure this stuff out on your own, which it can be hard, I've been there, that's what my VIP intensive is for. So sometimes you need a BFF to kind of be, again, like that sounding board and to figure things out. And really, I know you might be on level 29 and you've been going, I have referrals, or I have a contractor who gives me work. But when COVID, like the peak of COVID started plateauing, I had a lot of peers contact me about my VIP intensive because they were like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, my contractor moved, so I lost all, his projects. My referrals dried up. A lot of people just moved or closed down shop or whatever. And so it was like, oh, I need a new logo. I need a refresh on my website. Maybe that'll fix the problem. But it's who you're speaking to. It's your messaging and even who you are too. To understand these things. If you can on your own, that's what the VIP intensive is for. So that we can together figure this out and you're not stuck. Because I know a lot of people get stuck in like, well, I don't want to cut people out. It's okay to cut people out. Because like I said, you shouldn't date every single person just because they're, let's say, of that opposite gender. So your preference is, maybe it's guys. So, okay, well, then you should date every single guy. No, that's dumb. I don't think I'd have, anything in common with him or so and so. Okay, well, think of it that way with clients. You might not have a good client relationship and you might have a sour or bad 1-star experience for them because you didn't catch the red flags. Oh my gosh, this person is so bossy, or the opposite of my bias preferences in design, and I can't, push what I want, even though it's for the client. So there's just a lot of different things that can go wrong with a client relationship. So the first step to winning online, if you want to be an online service provider, even if you're an interior designer that's full service and works locally, I have a feeling you're online. There's no more yellow pages. So eDesigners, interior designers, you guys are all online. And so to win online is to dig deep to the core of your brand and understand your personality and your preferences, because these foundational mentoring services here will help you for long-term success. I promise you. And we'll see a few examples of clients that have done this, that are interior designers and e-designers. So what does that mean, right? It's getting to the heart of your business and defining what makes you an interior design unique rock star. And it doesn't mean you have to literally be a rock star, because some people are like, I'm not as colorful or bold or maybe even as energetic or extroverted as I am. And you don't have to be. There is this one, I forget her name. I recently came across her profile. She is an introvert. She's an e-designer, but she's putting herself out there every day, and she seems shy, but she's putting out some no-face Instagram stuff. So the faceless movement is here, and also kind of showing in stories, doing POVs. I mean, I just want to let everyone know, for the record, we can create your brand that's unique to you, not me. No, I'm just really good at it, so I can help you guys. Okay, so number 2, get clear on what makes your brand special, right? Your sick design style, whatever that is, we'll get to it in just a little bit. And what sets you apart? Like I keep saying, like there is a sea of interior designers out there. Like there's too many now and emerging every day, especially with e-design. So bring on the competition only if we know how to stand out, right? If we know how to beat the noise, because it's very noisy now. And we need to understand who you really want to work with most at the end of the day. And it doesn't mean, okay, if I've niched down to only teenage girls or something like that for teenage rooms because I just love, doing teenage rooms and, working with little teenage girls or whatever. That doesn't mean that you can't occasionally get someone who's a little bit younger or someone who's a little bit older, right? There's a little flexibility to it. So don't worry, don't fret. Same with me. I cater to helping women, helping, other womenpreneurs, femalepreneurs, go power, right? Doesn't mean that I haven't had male clients. And I could turn them down, and I have a few of them, but there are some that I relate to, that we vibe with, and it's like, oh, cool, oh yeah, well, take my boot camp, do my VIP intensive, like, let's do this. So niching down helps us to categorize ourselves, because if you look for a book on Amazon, it helps to know, well, what type of book, right? You don't just go in there and type, this, and then find sometimes exactly what it is, maybe you're not quite sure what exactly it is. So having a category, oh, okay, well, I want to read a romantic novel. Okay, well, then here's that category of all the romantic novels. Okay, well, I want to read it, with this. Okay, well, then here's a smaller section. And so we have this huge library, right? And so if we can keep trimming it down, we make it easier for clients who are searching for us to actually find us. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So, last part of the VIP intensive is the audit. And a lot of people want the VIP intensive, not just for the coaching help and the BFF, like, okay, I'm your sounding board, we'll brainstorm together, we'll get through this. But where am I going wrong? I thought my Instagram was okay. I thought my website was fine. Like, am I really deflecting clients? No. Okay. Well, when I audit your social media and your website, you will get specific feedback from an expert who's done all this and give you, okay, a video of, all right, this is what I found. This is where you're missing the mark. You're not saying this, very clearly. I mean, I give a lot of feedback on your Instagram, on your social media, on your website, so that you can stop repelling some clients, because you might not even think you are, right? No, I think my stuff's amazing. I mean, I had a client who was so sure her stuff was just really funny, and she tried to pull it off with like this meme look. And if you know memes, they're kind of weird. So her humor was a great way to inject into her brand, but she wasn't doing it in the right way. She was actually repelling people. People were getting offended. She wasn't coming off professional. I mean, I'm playful, I'm funny, I have dork in my nickname, but there's a time and place. So you never know if you are coming off as juvenile or an amateur or, just like, no. So the audit will help to figure out, all right, these are the things you should change. These are the things you need to switch after we kind of define and create this blueprint of who you are, who you help, what your signature design style is, what your ideal client is, and your target audience. So from a marketing perspective, all of this stuff would help any business owner. But since I've been in the industry for a long time, I focus in on interior design and eDesign so that you guys can create better businesses that attract the right client, or actually any client. It's not even about it being the dream client. It's just when you niche down, you can actually hone in and talk to them. Okay, so you'll walk away with 2 excerpts from my bootcamp, which is this right now. This right now is literally from the brand identity module of the bootcamp, which is gold. So we're going to get a couple more slides of sneak preview to help you, brainstorm some of this, but it is hard. It's hard to do, and sometimes it's hard to do without somebody. So you'll also have access to me. So you can get voice notes, encouragement. I'll be your cheerleader. I'll answer questions, and we'll be talking through all of this. You'll get a deep dive questionnaire that has been so eye-opening for clients. Literally, they're just like, I never thought of this. Oh my God. I just, it was from my degree to the cubicle to the contractor, and I just took what I took, right? I get what I get. Let's change that, especially if you lose those referrals, especially if you're not seeing client traction or clients at all, right? And the audits. So let's audit your social media. Let's, answer some of those questions of like, wait, how do I do a reel? Or is this post okay? Or how do I use hashtags? So 100% my clients use hashtags wrong. So in the audit, I explain how to do this better, how to create a captivating caption. So I give a little bit of a teaser of, okay, try these, try this, try that. Same with the website. The website, oh my gosh. I mean, if you have a website, you're one of two people. You're the person who's just like, yeah, I made it. I think it's okay. Or, oh my gosh, no, don't go to my website. It's so old. Or, like it's so ugly, or I hate it. So you either think it's like decent when it's not, or you're like, nope, don't even go there. I mean, shouldn't you be like super confident and excited about your website and just does all the talking for you 24/7? I mean, that's the goal, right? So I audit your website and I give you specific feedback of like, okay, you really aren't targeting anybody here. You don't have your H1 and H2 titles. You definitely want to include, interior design in your tags so that you can actually have some SEO going. So again, there are some minor tweaks and then some advanced, if you're feeling adventurous and I want to give, extra feedback and help. Yes, I do advanced stuff too. But this is all about creating the brand and business that makes sense to you and your personality, and from a marketing perspective can actually draw in more clients. Okay, so let's get back into it. Here is a client, Corey, I mentioned a little bit earlier from Horizon Interior Design, and she was pretty vanilla, very vanilla, speaking to everybody in freaking Michigan, and Michigan's a big state. This is a testimonial from her. Where do I begin? I worked with Amanda for the VIP intensive website audit and makeover, as well as the branding package. I also took her eDesign bootcamp and Photoshop course. I am blown away by the end results, which is light years away from where I started half a year ago. My branding is on point and cohesive across all platforms, reflects me and my business, and is frankly just gorgeous. My website is ridiculous. She has created something way beyond anything I could have ever dreamed of. I'm so proud to share it. Proud to share it. Yes. Okay, sorry. And it just goes on and on and on. So I won't bore you, but you can see that this person was very vanilla. She did not have an ideal client, a target audience, a niche, a design style, and she came to me because her referrals ran out. No more referrals. Phone wasn't, ringing. Contractors moved. Literally, she was the one to say the COVID bubble burst has stopped. When COVID burst, it was great for a lot of interior designers and e-designers. And then it plateaued and I got a lot of clients. I mean, cool for me, but not good for you guys. I feel terrible. And the VIP intensive is the foundational way to hone in on who you are. So Corey, Katie, Amanda Muster, a ton of other clients that I've dealt with, like, they're all vanilla and saying the same thing and having the same realtor, blazer. I know I'm wearing a blazer, but, that kind of stance with an overexposed interior behind you. I mean, we've seen it all before. And it's a race to the bottom. So how do you differentiate yourself? How do you now stick out? Because she sticks out. She is now mid-century modern meets Hollywood glam with an eclectic twist. And that might scare the heck out of you. You might be like, oh my gosh, that sounds really cool, but I don't want to only limit myself to those 3 design styles. And you don't have to. She doesn't have to. Like I said, she can get some people coming to her that are like, oh my gosh, I love everything that you're saying. I feel like the text, your messaging is like talking to me personally. I think you just know what I want. This is awesome. But I'm a little bit, glam meets boho. Is that okay? And they'll be like, yes, that's awesome. Or no, I don't even touch boho. It's up to you. It's your choice. But another thing that I see when I'm doing these audits is the lack of showing up. I've been there. I used to be camera shy, video and camera and photo, whatever. I was just like you guys. But once you practice and, every day, maybe try to do a story on Instagram, just 5-10 seconds long, it goes away. You get more confident. And then you can actually be a part of your brand because you are your brand at the end of the day, which is a part of your business. So she's a little shy, but look at her. I mean, I help my clients find photographers. You can check my link that I have a branding photo shoot guide. This is key. So if you're green, you still feel like a newbie. I mean, I've talked to, oh my gosh, I think she was in business for 5 years and she still hadn't gotten headshots done. It's time. I don't care if you've only been in business 30 days, a year, 10 years, 20 years, 5 months. It's time to get those headshots. It's time to get a branding photo shoot done so that you can be, with the big dogs, who those big dogs sometimes take 10 years to get photos done and they just feel accomplished. Like, nope, no, I'm ready. I got the photos done. No, you can be in business a year, 30 days. We don't know where you came from, what your experience is, but you can get a photo of yourself taken. That is okay. You're allowed to do that. And I would suggest, for the sake of your business, to appeal, to your ideal client. This equals trust. It just does. At the end of the day, I care about my business enough to give these quality photos, to showcase myself and inject myself into my brand and connect with my ideal client. Take it from Corey. She rocks. And I love what we were able to do because of the VIP intensive, because she loved the 2 excerpts from my eDesign bootcamp, and she's a full service interior designer wanting to get into eDesign. She took the bootcamp and learned how to expand her services. So on her website, it isn't just for local clients, it's also for people who knows where all over the world, which is exciting. And there could be someone in Russia that loves Hollywood glam. There could be someone in Canada that loves eclectic. There could be somebody in Australia who loves mid-century modern. I mean, those are her 3 topics, right? Her design style is made of those 3 different styles, and you can combine them, you can keep them separate, they can blanket over to different things. It's really exciting, and it's heartwarming to see all of the things that we have done together. We created her welcome packet, we created her lead magnet, we created her website, her branding, all the beautiful graphics, her social media templates. I mean, I'm blown away. I hope you are too, because this could be you. You don't have to be shy, like, no, don't take my picture. No, I'll just hide behind my logo. You know what hiding behind your logo does? It means it takes about 80% more effort, energy, posting, impressions, content to appeal to your clients, to earn their trust and that likability factor. It takes so much more time. Believe me, you don't want to do it. So if you want to see more clients, more followers, more everything, faster leads warming up and getting hot versus cold, get those pictures taken. Get my photo shoot checklist guide. I have 2 videos in it that walks you through it. I walked Corey through it. And Katie, and Amanda, and Jamie, and Lisa, and, 10 others. Like, it's so worth it. I promise you. All right, so let's get back to brand identity, which is what you guys are really here for. So defining your business is crucial, right? We all know that. This is the foundation we're building. So designers that cater to everyone, like I've said before, taking every style, don't make it out in the real world on their own. At least they're not very successful. They just aren't. And if you think you are, then guess what? You could be even more successful if you niche down. What? I could get more clients. I could get more leads. I could get, just more. Yes, you can if you niche down. And like I said, I get it. You're used to taking whatever you can, getting, whether it's from the big eDesign companies that you're partnered with or just family and friends. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to only limit yourself to that. There's a whole world out there. I promise you, you can have your pick. All right. So when you try to speak to everybody, like I gave that example of a party, there's just no way you can compete with the same messaging as those big companies. Like Havenly does it, right? Or Decorous does it, or maybe this big interior design firm does it. Well, they can because they have investors, right? They have investors, they have more money, they have money dedicated to their marketing. So they can afford giving out lower prices, right? You are just yourself. So you might not have $1 million to spend on marketing. You might, it's just not going to work out. So don't compete with the big companies. Learn to specialize. Don't race to the bottom and cheapen out. Specialize. Okay. So how do you beat them, right? How can you beat the system is, like I said, niching down. Like I said before, you might be afraid, if I exclude, this large audience of potential clients and turn away some great paying jobs, right? And I mean, why would you do that? It's wrong. Stop thinking that. Stop thinking that with scarcity mindset, right? So if you have scarcity mindset, you're going to stay stuck. So you want to think of it as, you know what? There's so many people in the world. I don't need to be talking to everybody. I can find my niche. I can find my tribe. I could find the people that like me because maybe I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Some people might have already left, and that's fine. If they don't agree with this, there's no pressure. Stay stuck. Stay wishing you had more clients, wishing you had better branding or looked more professional. And the only reason why the clients that I work with have that beautiful branding or those beautiful websites is because they did the work with me to figure out who they are. It's like peeling an onion, we peel back the layers of this juicy onion. I don't know how many people want to just take a bite of an onion, but I don't know. I'm thinking there's something amazing in that center, right? So that's what we are trying to figure out for you. How can we figure out what your juicy center is? What that specialty sauce is that makes us want to work with you and not that other interior designer that looks just like that other interior designer? I mean, I don't know how many times I've done a website audit and I put up, okay, here's your website. And I've literally seen this before. So here's an example of 2 other clients. They're before websites, right? Before doing my makeover. And I'm like, can you tell which one is yours? Obviously they can because of the name and all that. But they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. The 3 of us are saying the same thing. We have similar overexposed, portfolio work, vague messaging. We're not anywhere but one picture on our about, and we put our about at the very end of the navigation bar because we don't want people to see us. And we don't think the about page is important, even though 83% of people will pick the about page after the home. So it is more clicked on than the services, the portfolio, testimonials, contact. Home, then about, and then contact. But anyway, I digress. So I understand this is all scary and it's counterintuitive. It totally is. I mean, I thought that for a while too until I didn't. And it opened a lot of doors for me. Because once I finally changed my mindset and gave it a chance, everything changed. Literally. So, you saw Corey's beautiful branding, you saw all of that stuff, right? And you aren't a graphic designer. I'm sorry, but you aren't. There's few of us. There's few of us that are interior designers slash graphic designers slash web designers. I get it. I'm my own unique unicorn, right? But the only reason that, like I said, these clients have beautiful branding that's in a specific style is because of that early work with the VIP intensive, with the eDesign bootcamp, with this branding module right here, right now, is honing in on, for this client, Katie, it was all about soulful homes that spark conversation in mid-century modern style with eclectic twist. I mean, how cool is that? And she wanted to focus on luxury clients. No more cheapskates, no more, all right, I'll just take whoever in whatever style. Like, no, I want them to see my style and resonate with it and be like, oh, I love that. I love Arterior's home. Some of the brands that she would share are luxury brands. Jonathan Adler, Nate Berkesline. So, there's certain ways to resonate and appeal to your ideal client through branding and communication and colors, but also through professionalism too. So, not that Canva, or Etsy bought stock image for your logo. Like, you need something custom. I don't know how many times I've done an audit for social media and seen the same weird, like, outline of the house roof over the name. Just sorry if that is you, but we've seen it. And the only reason I'm not forgetting it is because I've seen it so much, but that doesn't help me want to work with them. Believe me. So her vibe was totally vanilla, right? She felt like this doesn't represent me at the end of the day. This isn't me. This is just me trying to appease everybody. And at the end of the day, she was appeasing nobody. She was attracting nobody but wrong clients who either just wanted whatever they wanted and this weird design style that she didn't like, or they were just cheap. And that's no way to really run a business. I mean, if this is your business, why can't you choose who you want to work with and define who you are to attract that right person? I would think if you're working under somebody, which we all have at some point, yeah, okay, I'm not the boss. But wait a second, now you are the boss. So why aren't you making these decisions? Why aren't you looking at these foundational things, which is so easy, right? These are easy questions. Who are you? Who do you help? How do you do it? What's the result? Sounds like really easy questions. Maybe they're a little bit harder. But I promise you, if you answer them, and if you need my help to do it, okay, I'm here. But if you or we answer them, you can create a beautiful brand to attract these people. This isn't just about pretty graphics, okay? It's more than that. This is like, from a snap, I get her vibe, I get her style. From other snaps, like, oh, I'm running for the hills. Nope, not for me. And maybe there are some people that still get repelled by her new branding because they want somebody cheap or just something generic or boring. And that's fine. Because when we work together, Katie and I, we were aiming for, let's go from vanilla, she said this, to creme brulee. Her special secret sauce is now found and attracting those luxury clients, which is really exciting. She has grown so much. Literally, it's been a year since we stopped the last service that I had done, which was her website makeover. She now has 2 design assistants under her, right? And before it was just her solopreneur, but she has her social media person and design assistant and another interior designer. It's just like, wow, girl, like she's going places. I'm very excited for her, and she's so grateful, right? So here's a quote from Katie herself. I am so grateful I discovered Amanda and Foster Decor Consulting. I was at a place in my business attracting the wrong type of clients and unsure how to put everything in my mind about what my brand should be into my branding. And, of course, website and social media. Amanda helped me completely transform my branding, social media, soon to be website at the time, so that I am being authentic to myself, which is a big thing now, authenticity, and can best provide for my clients. We did so much soul searching throughout the process. It has actually had a transformation on me too. It is life changing, people. Okay. I feel so empowered. Yes. Thank you, Katie. Another of my amazing peers and clients where we did from A to Z together, the VIP intensive. She had excerpts from the boot camp and loved them. She created her thesis project from the boot camp for her new website. And social media, we did branding, we did her welcome packet. I mean, website makeover. You can check it out, sitestudiosid.com. Same for Corey, horizoninteriordesign.com. I mean, check out their social media accounts, join their newsletter, check out their freebie that I made. It's a holistic package. I'm not trying to just, okay, we're going to rush through this and fast and quick and dirty. No, I work very intimately with my clients. I mean, we become besties because their success, I'm very passionate about helping them find success and learning this stuff, this foundational stuff. Look what it led to with Katie. It's pretty cool, pretty phenomenal. And again, it's not just pretty. I mean, it is pretty, but it's also strategic. I mean, the social media posts are strategic. The captions that we did are strategic. And it all reverts back to the VIP intensive because we know who we're talking to. Okay, why does that matter? Because if we know we're talking to, let's say, a luxury client who can afford the brands that we want to showcase in our social media, you'll see the furniture that is from Arteriors or, other high-end brands, luxury brands, and they're attracted to that. And they're just like, oh my gosh, I follow, this brand or this furniture line or this or that. Like, yes, this is great. I want her to do my renovation or my refresh or whatever. So it does matter. It would be weird if we threw Target lamps in her stuff. Like, no. But it doesn't mean that you can't still, like Target. The other client that I'll show you in just a few slides, she's a Target girl. And oh my gosh, it'll be amazing. So you don't only have to be luxury. Katie is targeting luxury, and that's awesome. Corey is not. She's targeting, like middle class, upper middle class there, not necessarily luxury, but empty nesters. Empty nesters that have nostalgia for mid-century modern design, eclectic, because of heirlooms that they've had from their parents or something. But yeah, I mean, where do you shop? Where do you like to curate your designs, and source from? That's a big key into understanding what your design style preference is. Okay, so let's get back to the nitty gritty. Seriously think about your favorite interior designer, right? What are they known for? Think. Just, are they from, maybe a design show? Are they from HGTV? Are they just an interior designer that you've just loved and have their coffee table book? I mean, what is their brand identity? Think about that, because they all have it. Every single successful interior designer is undoubtedly known for a specific style or niche. They aren't just like, oh my God, that celebrity interior designer that caters to everybody and has no brand. Like, no. So that's what I'm saying, is the big ones that have made it and are celebrity status and household names, like Joanna Gaines, who is the queen of farmhouse, right? She is the heart and soul of HGTV and Fixer Uppers. That's her brand. She's all about family and, farmhouse. And just because she's farmhouse doesn't mean she can't be, which you've seen if you've seen any episodes of Fixer Upper. She can be farmhouse. My favorite episode that she had was, she was doing, I think it was for like her niece. Her niece was moving into her first apartment in Waco, and it was kind of a modern condo. And so she's young, she had a smaller budget, but she wanted it to be a little bit more hip than rustic. So she still had the very Joanna Gaines stapled farmhouse eclectic look with modern touches in this modern condo. It still represented her brand identity and specialty and secret sauce and signature design style, all the things. But it wasn't just like, okay, this has to be in an old house, that's dilapidated. Like, so you can, okay, maybe I'm a little more modern with this project for this younger person, and then maybe I'm a little bit more traditional and rustic for this client, but I still have my core identity and signature style. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully that makes sense. There's so many episodes to Fixer Upper, but for different, usually couples, right? Couples, families like her own, because they resonate with her and they want to work with her. But it doesn't mean that, oh, you're stuck using this one color forever. No, you still will have different crayons in your box, but maybe not the whole freaking rainbow. So Emily Henderson as well, she's mid-century, very eclectic, very, very eclectic. David Bromstad, my favorite, okay? He was old school, I mean, well, not crazy old school HGTV, but early 2000s HGTV, and very modern, contemporary. Always did, his signature thing was a painting, because he was part artist. So he would always paint something to put in the house that they were doing an episode. So it was Color Splash with David Bromstad, and I love it. That was probably my favorite HGTV show. But each of these people, even, Nate Berkus, Jonathan Adler, all of the greats, I mean, there's a whole list of other designers that have a signature style, that have photographs of themselves. They've had their branding shots taken. They have their identity. They're authentic. They showcase their personality. And it doesn't mean, okay, I have to show my whole family. Well, what is your family? Maybe your family is your partner and a bird. And that'll be just cool. You don't have to have the same type of family as your all-time hero. David Bromstad, he for a long time was single. So he was just single and had his dog, and that was enough to show in, his social media. Kind of him shopping or, showing up at a showroom. And I just was like, this is cool. Whatever his life is, it's nice to get to know and learn more about them. To humanize yourself into your brand and business is important. One client was like, oh, I don't want to, I don't feel comfortable showing my family. It's like, you don't have to. There's the faceless brand stuff that you can do, but for how long? You don't have to maybe share them, but still share yourself. Maybe your pet, maybe a friend, just something that helps humanize you so we don't think you're a robot or created with AI. Okay. So the last of my major services is that website makeover. And everyone wants this because it's the crown jewel. The website is, again, where people are like, oh my God, I need a whole new website because it's just awful. Or, you know what, I DIY'd it, but I think it's pretty good. And then after the audit, they're like, oh my God, like I didn't know I had so many things wrong with it, but I'm not a graphic designer. I am not a web designer. I get it now. I understand. So it's time, okay? It's time to stop with the endless DIY grind. And I applaud you, though. I do. I applaud you for putting yourself out there, for trying something that is outside of your wheelhouse. Because again, you might not know how to create a strategic, graphic designed social media post or blog or, a landing page or just some kind of design. When they teach us these things, because I also have my AA degree in graphic design, which had a minor in marketing, we learn how to go beyond the pretty pictures, but to create a client journey with the website. So let's take your client on a journey to in 3 seconds, learn your vibe, see your beautiful face and branding photos, and the text, the messaging to target them so they can resonate with, oh my gosh, I want to work with Katie. I want to work with Corey. I want to work with Amanda. She is cool. And it doesn't mean, all of my clients are completely different. The way that they're similar is they all started vanilla. I just was that coach and mentor to peel back their layers to get to that authentic secret sauce. And once we do, it's so freaking exciting. It's amazing to see how they can now inject their personality into their social media posts, into creating better stories, having a better high converting website, yada, 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 right? So you get the picture. But it's time, it's time to have a clear website that actually talks to a target audience because, marketing perspective and all that, and is professional. That doesn't look like it was made in Canva or, I don't know, some other weird template. Template, that's another keyword. I see a lot of templates. Oh, here's another of the same interior design template this other client had, that matches this other client and this other client, because everyone forgets to change out stock images or stock photos or default text. And it's just like, oh my God, this amateur hour. But please know that a lot of people just are afraid to put themselves out there. So you applaud yourself, give yourself a huge pat on the back for trying. You tried it. And having something done is better than not done, right? Because that's what we regret. I could have been this interior designer or this e-designer. And I just never put myself out there. I never made a social media account. I never did a post. I never did a website. And if you did any of these things, you are awesome because you tried. You put yourself out there. But I'm not seeing the client engagement I want. I'm not seeing the leads that I want. Maybe I am getting leads, but they're not quality leads. I want to raise my rates, but I'm afraid to because I don't know if I look like that expert. I don't think people would pay me that much because of the way my brand looks or what my website looks like. And I get it. So let's not. Let's get you to the place where Katie is. I mean, she was doubting herself. She was embarrassed by her website and her social media, and she just looked like every other vanilla interior designer, getting poor leads, and she wanted quality leads. And we did homework. We do homework together. We look at your competitors. We look at your peers. We learn from, oh my gosh, they're doing this amazing thing. That's awesome. That is so cool. Message them, ask them questions, network with your peers. Not everyone is a competitor. Yes, they are a competitor, but until you niche down, you can really find your tribe and find less competitors and more peers. So that's really exciting. Okay, so website, as you guys know, it's time. It's time to get clarity when your client goes on your site and create a client journey that can lead them into why they need you to help them. Not Joe Schmo over there or this chick over there. You are the perfect person that they're reading everything on your website and like, oh my God, she's talking to me. I want Amanda to help me, right? So after the branding package, because we need those beautiful graphics and updated logo and all the things, right? We can now inject the custom work that we did into the website. So I'm your personal web designer, and I create your beautiful new website that you actually aren't intimidated to edit or update. I don't know how many times I've done website audits and they're just like, I'm afraid to touch it. And like, no, okay, well, when we create a website, I will give you a video on how to edit things and make it so user friendly. Yeah. You won't be intimidated. You won't be embarrassed. You will be able to go in there and change things and add things if you want, but most of the time they don't need to, which is nice. They just add more blogs. They keep everything as is because it's gorgeous. I love it. The client journey is perfect. I don't need to touch it, but thank you for giving me that video so I actually can if something happens, right? If I want to add something. So I think that's better than, oh my gosh, I have to contact my website guy who runs my WordPress because it's so clunky and it's hard to get in there and I always break something. Well, you won't with this. So it's just time for this website that clearly reflects your vibrant new brand and is actually high converting for more ideal clients, right? Okay. So let's keep going with the brand identity stuff because it's time to show your clients that you are the expert in the industry and why they can feel confident in hiring you with your specialization over other designers. And when I say specialization, it means, well, maybe you're catering to moms, busy moms. That's why I would trust you over me because I don't have any kids. But if I did have kids, maybe I want to work with someone who knows, okay, there are just shoes everywhere. There's toys everywhere. Oh my gosh. I can't have a designer that just wants to do glass for everything and luxury items. I need a budget friendly designer. I need like another designer who's also a mom. She would totally get it, right? So again, that's how we create resonating text and specializations so that it makes sense. Oh, okay. Well, now I want to work with her. She specializes in kid-friendly rooms or family-friendly rooms. Clients can now find you when searching for the specific skills that they set out to find, right? They're looking for that are listed in your services. So it's not just about, room refresh and accessory refresh and full room design. Okay, well, what all is included in that? Like, I think for a lot of clients, they want to understand, all right, that's the title and that's the price, but maybe that price would sound too expensive if we didn't get a little bit of context beforehand, right? So if I'm paying, let's say this is an eDesign project and it's a $500 room. So that might sound really high for some people or really, really low for some people, but whatever. We're just using this as a $500 example of this room. And, well, for $500, that sounds a little bit expensive when, it's just some random designer. I don't know. Okay, for $500, I will do a one-on-one call. We will talk all things about how your family or your pets are destroying your living room and what pet-friendly fabrics we can find, what kid-proof, spill-proof furniture we can also find. Right? So maybe a more condensed version of that. But again, if this is, let's say, a social media post that drives them to your package, I think if they're a busy mom with a family, they would be relieved. Like, yes, I want to work with, let's say, my client, Amanda Muster, who serves busy moms, who knows the never-ending battle of toys and, storage and trying to figure out how to combine the two. So I would pay $500 to work with Amanda because she knows my pain points, my client pain points, and she's offering solutions in her stories, on her website, in her social media, wherever, just her verbiage, she's offering these ideas, and that builds trust, that builds likability. I'm resonating with her. I can relate to her. So all of these things have marketing value. It's this marketing perspective here, people. So people are willing to pay more. They just are. To get that expertise, whether it's higher quality or quantity or a unique service or some kind of VIP treatment, like I said, if they can relate to what you're putting out there, they're going to want to pay a little bit more to work with you over. Wait, she doesn't have any kids? Wait, she didn't talk about pet-friendly stuff? Like, yeah, Amanda. She's the one. I want to work with her. She's speaking my language, aka talking to my client pain points, and offering solutions to them. Sold, right? So set yourself apart and niche down. This will open more doors versus you guys having scarcity mindset of all the windows closing up. No. Some windows, yeah, they'll close, but you didn't want those windows. You want the doors. You want these juicy clients that are excited to work with you, that are wanting to pay a little bit extra to work with you. Okay. So it's really about content. Content, content, content. Content is king these days. So a lot of my clients worry, I don't know what to post. I don't understand Reels. I don't get what I should be saying in this caption. I don't know how to use hashtags. If you understand all the things we were talking about, first and foremost, of who you are and who your ideal client is and your design style, that narrows content thinking down. Like I just said with Amanda Muster from the Bliss House Co. She now knows because we worked together through the VIP intensive, the eDesign bootcamp, then the branding and the website, all of it to follow. She didn't before. She was catering to everybody, but now she knows I want to work with other moms. I get moms. I am a mom. I want my home to look pretty, but it needs to be family friendly too. So, all right, content-wise, Instagram-wise, you need to create reels giving a tip to those moms. Where should they hide their shoes? What product or storage, would be great. And she is doing a phenomenal kick-ass job on social media. Thanks to the VIP intensive, I pointed out on her Instagram, like, you need to do this, you need to do that, stop doing this, stop doing that. Like, this is how you use hashtags, this is how you what not to say. So again, the audit really helps open your eyes specifically to your account. But if you don't do the audit and you're a DIYer, you want to figure this stuff out for yourself, the Instagram guide is your best friend, all right? It's the Instagram 411 that guides you into how to do all of this so much better instead of wasting so many freaking hours, right? So this is specifically made for you guys, my interior design peers and eDesign peers, to learn the hacks and master Instagram, because that's the second thing people most ask about, is just like, I just don't get it. And I need to get it, because Instagram is where all the other interior designers are, including Pinterest. So I need to get it, right? So what are we going to learn with this course? This is a mini course too, so don't worry, it isn't crazy long, but it is packed with so much juicy stuff. So, okay, imagine having your audience and ideal clients be able to identify your page like that, right? Without ever seeing your username. They just know this is you. This is who you are. I mean, this is what my clients say. Is like, I know it's a Foster Decor Consulting post before I have to see the logo or read the website at the bottom. Like, I just know. I know your brand. I know your colors. I know you. And I have that brand, memorability, which is good. Hey, marketing, right? So let's do this for your account, right? Let's transform yourself into an authority figure and thought leader with a niche and a brand and a vibe that attracts more followers, that will want to work with you, pay attention to you, follow you, do all the things you tell them to, right? So let's create some high quality content that stops the scroll, right? And become that authority in this specialty. You have to create a specialty for yourself. And I've given some examples from former clients. But you can stop the scroll by standing out that way, right? Like I said, there's so many, it's not just websites, it's also social media accounts that look the same, that look like this is a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone. This eDesigner looks like that eDesigner, and that interior design looks like that eDesigner. So, it's also too many on there. It's not just the world, or the website. It's also social media is getting so flooded with more and more designers. So you have to stand out from this oversaturated crowd. Okay. So let's stop the scroll, right? And captivate them with good quality content. Okay. Not just, I don't know what I'm doing. Here's a mood board with the hashtag interior design. No. I'm just going to let you know, your client doesn't care about that mood board. You care about that mood board that took you 5 or 10 hours or whatever it was for social media. You feel so proud. You post it and then it gets 1 or 2 likes. There's a lot of things wrong with that. And this course helps you to understand what you can do better. So you're not wasting 5 to 10 hours on a post that no one's going to care about or remember. You're going to learn how to get your audience coming back for more resonating, educational, entertaining, amazing content from you. That makes sense. You don't need to dance or anything. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but there are a lot of other strategies we can do, and this guide goes over. So let's master Instagram with some strategy and learn those juicy secrets to hack the ever-changing algorithm. It is what it is, but you can use this in your favor and optimize your profile to leverage hashtags effectively, because no one can use them right. Hashtag interior design, don't use it. And if you take this course, you'll learn why. So we'll use hashtags correctly, effectively, and land more dream clients, warm leads, people that want to follow you faster than, well, maybe in a year I'll get some more traction. Like, no, let's do that today. So don't let the algorithm or hustle, because it's a lot of hustling, hold you back any longer. That's it. Take charge with this course and learn how to flip things around with your Instagram account. Okay, so back to the brand identity. When you're looking to build a business, make it around solving a solution, giving your client results. Understanding their pain points is key. And how do you do that? Remember, we got to go back and learn, who are we targeting? So if we're targeting those moms, well, their pain points are messes and making sure things are pet friendly or family friendly or storage, right? Don't make the mistake of trying to speak to everyone, like we said, and solve for every single problem out there. Because usually people who are speaking to everyone aren't even talking about pain points, aren't even talking about how to solve things because there's just too many things, right? So stop selling to the whole world. And, okay, my example about Apple is, all right, Apple is this huge company, and that also relates to the eDesign companies that I talked about earlier. They have a huge marketing budget. So, the bigger you get, the wider your net can be. But you're a small little guppy. You're a small fish, in this little pond, and you don't have that bandwidth or that power yet. You could. So this is how we plant the seeds and we start to grow and we learn where am I watering, right? Okay, I'm going to water right here instead of everywhere and try to get this whole freaking forest. Nope. Plant the seed, concentrate on it, and do more quality and less quantity. So again, that wide net is going to be not the way to go to solve everything for everyone. For followers, for customers, for hopefully returning clients, you have to have a smaller net. So you can get some pretty big fish, I promise you. But if you stick to this plan of talking to everybody, it's a recipe for disaster. So, with the website 411 guide, if you are a DIYer and you're just like, all of this sounds really good, I need to make some changes onto my website so I can actually talk to someone specifically, I go through this in depth so that you can figure out your branding or your brand identity, ideal client, and the messaging. And if you're a DIYer and you want to do this stuff yourself, don't worry. You can. I give you a walkthrough. And this is one of my mini courses, but it is packed. It's probably the biggest of my mini courses. It is packed with so much juicy information and content for a high converting homepage that actually gives you that client journey like I do with my website makeovers. So you could create a blueprint of this homepage and step by step, okay, I need to put this here, I need to put this there. Okay, I got my messaging, I got the client pain points, instead of just, oh, my homepage, it's a picture of me and my dog. Or it's a picture of a stock image of an interior design room, right? And it just says, what is the thing that I always read? It's just like, I'll make the home of your dreams or the space of your dreams. It's so vague. It's like, who the heck are you talking to? So this guide, if you're a DIYer and you want to just do it yourself, a lot of people will do the VIP intensive, get that strategic feedback, but then get these mini courses so that they can keep learning, because these are priced pretty low. So it's not hard to get both, but you can get that coaching and mentoring help through the VIP intensive, get your website audit, and then take this mini course. Or just jump into the mini course if you really want. You can jump into the mini course, make these changes, and get a better website. I mean, honestly, it's time, but you still might be stuck on stock photos. You still might not have your branding shots done. I mean, there's still so many ways to elevate your website. But using this guide, I do talk about that in there. But it's time for you to become an authority in your specialty, right? To quickly create that trust that isn't there currently. You need to build trust and connection with a target audience. Not just prospective clients, because that can mean anybody, but a target audience that you actually want to serve and want to wake up every day to help and create content for, instead of just, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know what content to make. I just want to get clients. Well, you gotta go back and think about who that ideal client really is that you would love to work with every day. If it was Groundhog's Day, the movie where he wakes up to the same day over and over and over again, I mean, if this is your business and you're the boss and you're in control, Who do you want to work with? What's your favorite signature design style, right? What do you want to wake up to every morning? Because this is going to be your cubicle. This is your cubicle. This is your 9 to 5, or actually more like 24/7. Sometimes business owners, we don't really clock out, but you know what I mean. Take control. Take control of your website. Take control of your branding. Take control of who you work with. All of the things. And if you need help, I'm here. So, just like I was saying, identify that one dream client with the problem you know how to solve, right? And I gave some examples before. And then this person is already desperately wanting your solution because they're like, oh my God, you're like thinking what I'm thinking. How did you get in my brain? And how many times let's say you're in Facebook or Instagram and you saw an ad that was slight of interest, but pretty vague, right? So you just kept scrolling. It didn't talk to you. You didn't resonate with it. You didn't relate to it at all because it was just speaking to everybody. So that ad didn't do very much, right? And this is exactly what clients are doing with your business. That social media account or your website is not speaking to anybody. Sorry, not sorry. So that you can go back in there and make some changes. Make a lot of big changes, or actually make a lot of little changes that will create this bigger ripple effect like it did with Corey and Katie and soon to be Amanda Muster. So if you aren't speaking directly to them, they're already out of there. They're done. They swiped left. You can try to speak to I don't know, 1,000,000 people or 100,000 people or 2 billion people on Instagram with vague general messaging and maybe get one lead, but it won't be warm and it won't be hot. It'll probably be cold if you're lucky, right? So let's think of some examples together. So here's a bad example. I am an eDesigner ready to give you a space you love. Woo! Okay, cricket, cricket. Okay, well, here's a better one. I'm Amanda, an eDesigner from California, ready to give your home a contemporary style. Okay, ding, ding, ding. That's better because I put my name to it, which builds trust and confidence, and human. Oh, this is a human. Okay, cool, cool. My location, California. All right, cool. That makes me think she's a California girl. All right, cool, cool. But she says she can work, with whoever. All right, okay. To give your home a contemporary style. Key words here, people. So contemporary style is part of my, not all, but part of my signature design style. So now, okay, well, we're looking for boho or traditional. Okay, well, maybe this isn't the person. That's fine. I don't care. I want modern and colorful and bold and adventurous people and clients. So, okay, bye, vanilla. Here's a better one, the best. Welcome, friends! I'm Amanda, mom of 3, here to bring coastal contemporary designs that are functional and beautiful for families with little ones. I can transform your home and give you balance with my help. So she mentions who she is. She has a brand tone. There's a brand tone and voice to this that humanizes it from a marketing perspective. She's talking about family, a mom of 3. She's talking about signature design style. So those keywords of coastal, contemporary. And then she's talking about kind of the desires. So I want, her ideal client is wanting something more functional, but beautiful, right? So maybe that's the juxtaposition that her clients have, that pain point is they can't find beautiful meeting functional, right? I can transform your home and give you balance, right? So the balance, the functionality, the beautifulness, like this is good. This ding, ding, ding is the best. Okay, so here's Amanda Muster, finally. So she is my farmhouse girl. She's warm, farmhouse, traditional meets, modern meets traditional. So that's her big thing. She loves eclectic pieces and mixing high end and low tiered, I guess, items. So she talks about, the ideal client is a busy mom like myself who loves anthropology, but also loves Target and is, into Studio McGee. So you can mix and match these things. How do I uh, have these heirlooms, these gorgeous heirlooms, my grandma's trunk or my grandpa's telescope, or just these, cherished treasures? How do I mix them, with the low and high end stuff? I want that anthropology mirror above my mantle, but you know, I can splurge on that, but I need to buy some Target candles to soften the look. We had extensive conversations about this in our VIP intensive so that she could really get excited about her ideal client, which is a lot like her. So I can't say thank you enough to Amanda. It's been an absolute fun time working with you. We have laughed and joked around during the process, so I'm so grateful to have met such a great client and now friend. I love getting to know more about my clients so I can really highlight them into better and more authentic versions for their online presence. You were hiding behind a logo, and I'm so glad you worked on professional branding to get you on the spotlight with show-stopping graphics. You are now that amazing interior designer rock star I knew you were. I'm so pleased with how everything turned out and happy I can help you guys to succeed and level up. So this is actually my response to her review. We've done it all together. I mean, it's really exciting to see where her vanilla turned creme brulee. Just so you guys don't get scared. You do not have to become a colorful unicorn. You do not have to be crazy, like I am. I mean, my house is Pee-wee's Playhouse. I'm bold. I'm, nostalgic. I have little tchotchkes and anime everywhere. And that appeals to my ideal client. My ideal client, I go for couples, gamer, geek couples who love video games and nostalgia and are looking to celebrate that and do something bold with their space. Put up, large wall decals. And I mean, I painted my wall and ceiling, and I've got, I think, 18 disco balls running around here. Everybody's brand identity is different. Everybody's center is different. So let's peel back those layers and figure out where, what is yours? Where do you stand? What is your tribe? What excites you? And for Amanda Muster, it was those moms, those busy moms like herself that were struggling with storage, struggling with pet-friendly fabrics or family-friendly, kid-friendly, sofas and this and that and storage. And it made so much sense. After she defined her ideal client, she had all these content ideas. Like I said, now, okay, well, I'm going to showcase this vacuum that is amazing and easy to use and works really well with this rug. And, I'm just wanting to share as a mom. Oh, we got a spill, but this fabric is really amazing because I just wipe it up really. I mean, some of these posts are just showcasing your expertise and just sharing a day in the life of what you experience as maybe a mom or, maybe as a couple. So with Katie, she was trying to also talk to couples that are kind of like, I didn't discuss this before, but are businesspreneurs, right? They're career-minded, love luxury, have high-end jobs, but they don't have the time to decorate, or it just hasn't come together. So she becomes the design therapist and helps them work through their design problems and to meet their, design goals together as a couple, which is really cool. So there's a niche for everybody. There's a style for everybody, yes, but the style could be multiple styles. So for Amanda Muster, we have some boho, we have some farmhouse, we have some traditional, we have some eclectic, but generally it's this warmth, this family warmth, this anthropology meets Studio McGee, so you can have the high end and the low end and learn how to mix them together. So she has a lot of fun reels teaching her, busy moms how to do it themselves. And a lot of people get scared that Does that mean, oh no, that if I teach them how to do it, they're not going to want to work with me? Well, there's always going to be those freebie seekers. There's always going to be people that are like, yeah, that's a great tip. Okay, cool. Because they're not ready to maybe work with you, or they just don't ever have the budget. But then there's a lot of other people that are like, oh my God, she knows what she's doing. That was a great tip. I want to work with her. And now you've sold them. You've sold them. They want to work with you because there are different categories of interior design clients, to be honest. There are some people who won't want to lift a finger. There are some people that are more DIY and hands-on, and there's some people that are in between. So maybe have different packages and tiers for what you offer. You can have a guide, like how to do it yourself. That is a low ticket offer. And then you can have your one-on-one services. Well, if you need help, we could get on a 60-minute call, a power hour call, and I can help you, and, we can look at your space, and I can, in that 60 minutes, be your design BFF and give you tips and advice, and after the call, send you a few product recommendations, but that's it. This is a short and sweet, you do it. Or the VIP package, right? I am at your beck and call, and we will formally go through the whole interior design process. So you never know, but don't have scarcity mindset. Do not have scarcity mindset, because there's a niche for everybody, there's an audience for everybody, and we just need to create your authentic brand. So when it comes to Amanda Muster, she does a lot in Canva, as a lot of interior designers do. She took my Photoshop course and loved it. I should have put that in there, but I do have a great testimonial from her, and she loved the bonus Canva module, as a lot of clients. Corey also took it too, and she's just like, I want to do a bit more with Canva. So I love this bonus of the Photoshop, but when it comes to Canva, a lot of this stuff was made in Canva. So the Canva mini course guide, okay? Like, we always say mini because my eDesign bootcamp is like the big enchilada of my courses, but the Canva guide, all right? The Canva 411 is packed with so much, all right? If you keep making your presentations in PowerPoint, stop, okay? You need to get on Canva. If Photoshop is too intimidating or feels too advanced, you need to get in Canva. If you already have Canva, but you're not using it professionally, your designs still feel a little amateur, I mean, it's time. It's time to learn how to make Canva professional designs. So imagine taking your presentation and mood boards to the next level and be able to showcase your design vision to leave a lasting impression to your clients instead of a scary impression and like, oh, this looks a bit amateur, because you guys aren't graphic designers. I know that, but this will teach you how to create these templates. You actually get the templates that go with it. You get my graphic design templates that you can open in Canva, are beautiful, and you can rebrand. But I teach you how to rebrand. I teach you how to do it from scratch. I teach you how to do all these shortcut keys and hacks and things like that. Because with Canva, it's such a strong tool that you probably aren't utilizing to the fullest, especially if you're paying for it. Don't you want to learn how to use all of the things? So it's time to become an authority in your specialty, right? We all know that. But a lot of times we need to wow our clients visually, right? Our presentation boards, our social media designs, our website. I mean, our projects need to speak for themselves, because we might not always get photos taken of it. So sometimes we have to share our portfolio of what led to that, final design that maybe the client in another country didn't photograph, and we're asking them, please create, give us some photos of your space. I can't, just drive over there because you live 1,000 or so miles away in another country. So your mood board, your concept design, the final design, not the actual real life design, but the final render or project, those are going to be very key to impressing your ideal clients if that's all that you have, because you can't get those real shots taken, right? So let's create some captivating designs that pull people in and make, them excited to work with you. Wow, I want that for my living room. Oh my gosh, look at that bedroom. That looks so awesome. Ooh, this is a pretty mood board because it actually appeals to an ideal client, a target audience. So we will master a lot of different things when it comes to Canva, but final design presentation skills need to go up. Concept designs, mood boards, creating a floor plan. You can create floor plans in Canva. I'll show you how. So learn all the juicy tips and tricks to using Canva like a freaking pro, and how to optimize your presentation skills, mood boards, and more. So you can land more clients because they're coming to your social media page. And if you're like, well, wait, if I created, an 11 by 17, all these presentation boards for my client, how do I, do I just crop it? So I will teach you how to resize things, how to move things, how to create templates so you can quickly and fast and efficiently not work harder, but work smarter when it comes to creating a template that you can reuse over and over and over again. So no more wasting time on the complicated Canva tutorials or all the YouTubes or whatever, because they aren't always for interior designers or e-designers. This is for us, our industry, our people, my peers, right? So we will learn how to do all the things that relate to interior design and e-design. And you also get a freaking long workbook that you can follow along that helps you ditch the struggle and unleash your design badassery. So it's time. If you need some help with that, I got you covered. Whoa, okay. So here's a ton of testimonials. I should have made this animated because they're just like piled on. So if you go to my Google page, there's almost 30 reviews there. I think my Yelp has another like 14. I don't know. My Facebook might have more. So there's a ton of not just random people, but interior designers, e-designers, people, my peers, my industry people that I love and I'm just so grateful for. So thank you guys for taking my courses, trusting me one-on-one to be your coach and mentor, and letting me help you with your branding, your websites, your messaging, and honing in on all of those things, because at the end of the day, that just makes your life so much more fruitful when you're excited to wake up to dream clients and a beautiful website that works while you sleep and talks to your ideal clients and create more warm leads. I mean, there's just so much that happens when we go back to the foundation, create this blueprint, right? This little mini blueprint for you that you can now use to create better branding, better website, better social media content. I mean, just all around, like Katie said, it changed her life. Not just her business, but her life. So thank you guys for sticking to the end. I really appreciate it. And for those who have stuck to the end, maybe there is a special little promo code that you can find for any of my courses and services and things like that. I do thank you for sticking to the end. I know this was a little long, so thank you guys. I hope that these services help you in some way. I have so many things. I have mini courses. I have one-on-one services. I have coaching calls if you want to just pick my brain and let me know what you're struggling with. That's all to serve you, my ideal client, my peers. Thank you guys. Bye. Oh, wait. So if you want to find me, of course, head over to fosterdecorconsulting.com. If you want to engage with me in any platform, I am at Foster Decor Consulting. I made it super easy, and you guys should too. This is something that when I do the audits, it's like, oh, I'm this name here and that name there. Nope. Make it easy for people to find you, which I have. So I'm Amanda from Foster Decor Consulting, or at Foster Decor Consulting on any platform. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.